Hello and welcome to our channel. My name's Jade.
I'm Matt.
And this is Keeping Up with the Kennys. On our channel we talk about personal finance, personal development, frugal living, and our debt-free life. If any of those things sound interesting to you, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button down below, as well as the notification bell so that you get notified anytime that we post new videos. Today we are talking about what is frugal living, what are the habits that make up frugal living, because we talk so much about frugal living on this channel that we wanted to actually get down to the nitty-gritty of what actually
is
it is. So without further ado, let's get into this video.
All right, so the first point on being frugal that we want to talk about is the misconception of what being frugal
Matt's
actually.
petting a cat right now.
Yes, that's what I'm doing. Say hi, Sunny. She don't want to move. Okay. Being frugal and what that actually means. Doesn't mean that you're cheap. You can be both. Being cheap is like, no, I don't want to buy that because it costs 4 more cents. That's cheap. Being frugal is saying, okay, this costs 4 more cents, and understanding and being conscientious of what your money is going towards and what you're spending. So at the end of that month, you don't go, oh man, I spent $3,000 and I had no idea.
Well, and it's also not buying things just because they're a good deal. Like the show Extreme Couponers, where they don't actually need the baby items because they don't even have a baby, but because they get a coupon that then makes it free or really cheap, they buy it anyways. Like there's no reason to do those types of things if you're actually spending money on things that you don't need because you have a coupon. So, there's a difference between buying things because they're cheap and because they're inexpensive versus buying quality items that will last you a really long time, that you won't have to replace as often and might be more expensive, but they're technically the more frugal option because you're looking at it long term.
Yeah, frugality is also putting the thought into what you're buying before you buy it.
Yeah.
You're not just frivolously spending money.
That actually rolls into the next thing that we're going to talk about, which is frugal living is spending intentionally. So next week, Matt and I purchased a couples massage together. We don't normally do things like that, and it's going to be a fun experience for the two of us, but we intentionally made a date out of it and looking into it, and we found a Groupon, and then Groupon had a sale, so we talked about it, we looked for the best deal, and then we're going to go and do that together. But there's a difference, with if I had just been like, I want to have a massage, and then going through the process of booking a massage somewhere without doing any research, without looking for a deal on one, and trying to get the best version of. So the next thing that frugal living is being environmentally friendly, and that means it kind of all goes together. All of these little habits that are what frugal living is, they all go together. So by being more intentional with your purchases means that you're not buying things that you're then going to be throwing away within the next few months. You're using things up all the way so that you're not just constantly throwing things into the landfill. You're going and you're shopping at thrift stores and you're buying secondhand because you're thinking through your purchases and you're waiting to find the piece that you want used. Like, we have done that so much throughout our relationship of we really want something. I immediately search the Facebook Marketplace. I immediately go online to see what used places have what I want, because Goodwill and garage sales and church sales, all of those things, you're then buying something that somebody else would have thrown away that saves you money and normally is a much better piece than what you would have gotten for cheap at IKEA or Target. Those are cute, trendy items and pieces of furniture, but they're not very well made. Whereas you go to an estate sale and you can buy a super nice dresser that's real wood that will last forever, and you pay the same price as you would have for the cheap item from the store, and then you're also keeping it being used and out of the landfills and helping the world. So
I mean, boil it down, all it means is just not being wasteful.
Yeah.
With your money, with producing more waste, put it in the landfills and our oceans. It's just not being wasteful of anything.
Yeah.
All right, so the next point I want to hit on about living the frugal lifestyle is being able to delay your gratification. And what we mean by that is, right now, my dream car is a Nissan Skyline. Now, we live and that everything we buy, we pay cash for. Now, we have enough cash to buy my dream car. You know, it's about $30,000, $40,000. We have plenty of money to do that. Doesn't mean I should do that. And it's just understanding what is appropriate now opposed to what you're gonna want, you know, 5, 10, 15 years from now. You know, we're wanting to start a family next year, and we also want to be able to retire early and be able to travel and just live the life that we want to live. So delaying what I want now and what she might want to buy is
well, and that's like a really extreme example, but like
yeah,
this even just goes with like daily things, like being at Target or being at the mall and seeing something and being like, I want that. But those items at those stores might be really expensive, and instead of buying it right then, you save up for 5 months to buy that handbag, or you save up, like we had saved up money to buy Matt a PS5 when it came out, and some of you guys will be like, that's frivolous, that's not being frugal, but we set ourselves up in order to buy it. We saved for a year for $500 because I put 10 to 20 bucks into that fund every month so that when it came out, he would have the money to purchase it. Now the money's still sitting there because
we know how that went, because no one can get one. And honestly, I haven't even tried, because there are other things that I want for us more, right? I don't need a PS5. I don't need that right now, even though we saved for
still works.
For my PS4.
Yeah,
not
like
my
his
old PS4. Yeah.
His PS4 still works. All his friends play on that.
Yeah. There's just more important things to me now, you know, investing and saving for a house. So.
Yeah. Wrapping this up, frugal living is minimalism. And what we mean by that is, again, you're being intentional, you're trying to leave as little of a footprint on this earth as possible, which means buying less stuff, accumulating less, living with less, being happy with less. And we're working on that at this time because we are recovering hyper consumers. And we used to buy so much stuff all the time just to purchase things and just to have stuff on every surface and everything, you know, have a spot and everything take up space. And we're learning now that less is more.
It is, yes.
That you don't need to clutter your life with things.
She calls me the collector of things, because I will collect. I'm moving away from that, though. I'm moving away from, if there's a spot on your coffee table, there doesn't have to be a statue on it. You know, just living less and just not blowing money on every little thing.
And I'm learning that there is a difference between beautiful things that you want in your home and that have meaning behind them or just make you happy versus white noise decor is what I like to call it. Buying things just because they're cheap at the store, like buying things from mass-produced places like that aren't good quality. Like, I love Hobby Lobby, but the pictures from there and stuff normally aren't the greatest of quality, and they're mass-produced, and you know, there isn't anything special. Whereas if you go and you try and find something that somebody made that's maybe more expensive but is actually meaningful in some way, like, you know, it's a little bit different. And filling your life with things that have meaning to you versus I'm gonna buy all these cheap decor pieces to match my house, and because that's what's on trend right now. So I think that wraps up this video. Like I said before, we talk about personal finance, personal development, frugal living, and our debt-free life here on this channel. So if any of those things sound interesting to you, hit the like and subscribe button down below, as well as the notification bell so that you get notified anytime that we post new videos. And we will see you guys next time.
See ya.
Bye.